am sick as of recording this. So forgive me if any of my words are unintelligible. Me, as a little baby 9-year-old, was always playing Murder Mystery 2 on Roblox. I think I just liked piecing together things people would do in order to win, which got me pretty mad whenever I got killed over something that probably wasn't my fault.
Jesus Christ, that jump scare.
A more recent example of my murder mystery craze being Knives Out, some of my favorite movies, some social deduction games I play with my friends.
The Quiplash room.
I don't get it.
Personally. No, wait. He's gonna do a flip, watch.
Some other shows that I've watched, and that one I don't like talking about.
He's excavating in the ground. He's a jackhammer.
What the? What?
I couldn't just make a video about any book. I had to find something specific, and otherwise I wouldn't enjoy making a video about it. Admittedly, I haven't actually delved that much into the topic. So, when Miss Leon asked us to pick out a random book, I immediately went to the mystery section in the library and picked out The Naturals. This book is weird. I enjoy the parts where it isn't obviously trying to cater to fans that can only describe as being on Book Talk. The book revolves around Cassandra Hobbs, who has a natural gift in order to read people by certain behaviors that they may have and different details about them. She's picked up by the FBI after her mom has suddenly vanished in a room full of blood. They have still not found any kind of conclusive evidence to where she is or where her body is. This is a part of a 4-book series where Cassie and her other group of naturals try to solve serial murder cases. The main crime of this book being the murders of women psychics across the country, eventually linking back to Cassie herself. Which, again, that's cool. But you have points where you start losing me when two characters start talking in example. At this point, a governor's daughter had just been kidnapped, and the group was going to a specific bar to find details about where she had gone. And there was graffiti scrawled across every surface of the bathroom walls. If you forgot to bolt the door, I might have followed you in. It took a moment to realize that Dean was speaking from the unsub's perspective. He took a step towards me, making the small space feel even smaller. I stumbled backward, and there was nowhere to go. I read this in the middle of math class, by the way. Sorry, he said, holding his hands up, channeling Genevieve. I felt my lips curl into a loopy smile. After all, this was a club, and he was kind of cute. A second later, Dean had his hand over my mouth. I could have chloroformed you. I twisted out of his hold, all too aware of how close my body was to his. You don't. No, Peter, it's not on my hand. It's time you wrap a hand around my waist. I need to do it. And it's just there's someone actively being held hostage, and you're doing this, and you're passing it like it's something normal that they have to do, but it's just not. This is the only kind of thing a very standard white woman could write in her 40s. Actually, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Editor me, look that up. I need to confirm my suspicions.
Wait, do you have any gum? What'd you say?
Sorry.
I'm all eyes. I mean ears.
What I specifically want to talk about this book, and no more of the cheesy stuff, is the one part that I actually really liked as the writing, instead of just the goofy character and mystery elements, was the you sections. In the middle of most chapters, there's page or two of italics that are written in a first-person perspective that you can pretty much immediately assume isn't Cassie. This starts off right as the book starts. And as you go along, you realize not only is this the point of view of the murderer who is actively committing crimes throughout Cassie's experience, it actively links to the story around the midpoint. Cassie and her mom both have red hair, and the killer at this point had been dyeing the woman's hair red after they were murdered. A piece of red hair being sent directly to the FBI or wherever they're at's house, which is directly after a U section of the murderer doing that same thing. And usually in murder mystery cases, like the ones I've mentioned before, you're able to look back on whatever you had played or watched and like, oh yeah, that's the murderer right there. And you're able to be like, oh, I can see when he does this or why he does this. Not only can you do this for this book, you can also link that to the U sections also. Some days you think it feels like you've been doing this forever, but no matter how many there are, no matter how proficient you've become at showing them what you are, what they are, there's a part of you that knows it will never be quite right. It will never be perfect. There will never be another one like the first. Cassie and Dean, both logistics experts, are taught throughout the course of the book by Agent Block. They use this phrase unsub as, not sure, I'll put it up here, but it basically gets them into the head of the murderer in order to figure out what is what. Cassie uses specific pronouns like you or I in order to get into the head of the murderer. This means that their dialogue has this kind of pattern also. This links to the U sections basically intentionally. This helps both sections have some similar kind of tone without needing to be connected, even though it does later on. Spoiler alert, but not really. One of the characters in this book is the murderer. It's not some just random person. And that's mostly the case for every murder mystery, and I assumed as much even before I got to the alright confirmation that the murderer is in the house with them. Books often like to mess around with multiple point of views, but in this case it's a lot more than just jumping from one character to another to see their point of view on a single thing that's happening, like Wonder, for example. This is deliberately advancing the plot in ways that Cassie will and could not have known otherwise. When the murder is revealed, not only do you know them because it's a plot twist like every murder mystery, but you also know them a little bit more because of these U sections. It's not a complete character assassination that a lot of murder mysteries like to do when a character goes from calm to insanely mad and on the brink of destroying everything they look at. This leads to an actual progression of the book, even when in the beginning there is little to no stakes. The stakes do rise, and they rise pretty quickly as your main character is immediately getting targeted. So while I don't enjoy the obvious fan service, and I think the ending's pacing is way too fast, the rest of the book was pretty good. I really liked the pacing of the previous sections, and actually getting to know the characters when they weren't eyeing each other weirdly. They play truth or dare. It's I said no more cheesy stuff, but they play truth or dare. Like the eye roll I had during this, I paused. I closed the book and actively looked around me to see if anyone was watching me. It was embarrassing, frankly. I give this book a 7 out of 10, honestly. If your book is actively making me embarrassed reading, and I don't think it's something I should praise all too much. But I've been starting to read the second one, and there's actually some deep emotional intelligence that made me go, And, that's a step up. So, thanks for watching. Tune in next time where I will backflip. I'm gonna backflip. Okay. Immediately after I stopped recording, I got the hiccups. And I'm coughing at the same time. Oh my god. So, when Miss Leon, oh, that didn't really clean my glasses. Ow! It was project was late. It's not due to a lack of effort. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. Where Cassie and her other naturals try to solve